Hey, we are live. We are live. This is just randomly random. Let's just have our lunch and talk. Let me ask some of the questions. Sometimes I feel like asking some of the white ladies when I see them. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you most of them. It's good that I think I said that the first they paired us, right? I was like, yeah, that's a good choice because now I get to ask you so many things. Let's connect this microphone so that. Yep.
Okay, now that they can hear us.
Yeah, now they can hear us.
Or they are. We're watching this.
Yeah, this is better.
Did you already know how to do all of this, or did you just
learn them as it comes? That's what I
just
do.
with the first video?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just with the first video.
Yeah,
Mostly,
looks complicated.
Yeah, but it's okay. YouTube does a really, really good job for everybody, for everything. You just have to be somebody who wants to learn. And I actually picked this from Vincent. He researched right now. You ask him something and he doesn't know. Google finds the answer and probably stick in his mind forever. So I just copied that from him. But the idea of having this YouTube channel and doing this random videos is just staying way back from home. You have to come a little bit forward. Come forward a little bit. Oh yeah, that brings the first question. Are you scared of a black man? No, honestly,
We've talked about this before. Where I grew up, it was roughly 50-50 black and white. So I don't think that I have the same experience with black people that a lot of people from this part of the country do.
You think the adrenaline is going to be the same when the place is dark, you walk in, and then suddenly you see a man coming ahead of you, right? Do you think the adrenaline is going to be the same whether it's a white or if you see a black man, like my face coming?
I think for me, it's just kind of all men,
Okay.
I mean, we just had he wasn't quite a serial killer, but we just had a quadruple murderer who mainly killed women, and he was white.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty small. I try to lift weights so that I can be stronger and maybe fight someone off, but I would not be difficult for someone to just grab. So yeah, I think
well, I mean,
in the dark,
yeah.
Would I be more scared of a black man than a white or Hispanic or Asian man?
Yeah.
No. I'm scared of all of you.
Okay, got you. But you're not that small. I think you are fairly okay.
Well, I'm average, but
so
men on average are
Yeah.
larger and stronger. Like, I took weight training in high school, and I remember there was this kid who was like the same size as me, and this was when I was 14, so I was all of 90 pounds. And doing squats, me and him were the same. But when it came to bench press and pull up, he could just smoke me. And we were the same size. So there's definitely physiological differences that make it, more skewed towards guys if you wanted to
well, so
grab me.
So that's, during my last video, I spoke with Vincent on the LGBTQ plus discussion, but just to pick your perspective also as a white female. I don't know whether I should say female woman, because nowadays these terms are a little bit, dicey. So which one are
Of both. I was assigned female at birth, and I identify as a woman.
This so clingy. I think I was speaking with one lady and I asked that question, and that's what she said. I was assigned woman at birth, and I identify as one. What is that?
Well, I mean, if you talk to Vincent, it sounds like he might have explained it, but I think as a society changing about how we talk about gender versus like biological sex. And this is really interesting for me as someone who studies hormones and development. I study both, and hormones play a big role in the development of masculinity, femininity, male genitalia, female genitalia. But what's interesting is that your brain and your gonads develop separately. So there is definitely a scientific argument that can be made to say that one part of you can develop, like your body can develop to be one way and your brain can develop to be a different way.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's probably more like a scale, like a range, at least for your brain. A lot more times for the genitalia, it's more one way or the other. But yeah, it's probably, very rapidly developing though, because as a society, just up until recently, it was very like taboo to talk about gender and sex as it was taboo to talk about them as if they weren't the same thing. But now we're having people who are, saying that they feel different than what their body was assigned at birth.
What is that?
The baby comes out and the doctor says boy or girl, and that's what goes on your birth certificate for the rest of your life. So that's why people say assigned at birth.
But isn't that clear?
What?
That is clear, right? Knowing that a person is a boy or a girl.
Based on their genitalia when they are born.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is that for some people, they have developed differently in their brain than what they have on their body.
So when they take the hormones, what does it affect, their body or their brain?
Both. So you've got hormone receptors for the sex hormones in both places. So it can affect both. I think it depends on where you are in development, how much it can, cause changes. Like it can't, just taking a hormone I don't think is going to make, a penis go away. But depending on, like, if you haven't gone through puberty yet, they can have more of an effect than if you have gone through puberty and kind of developed more. This is wild. I didn't think this video was gonna be like, I am not an expert, okay?
Well, she's more of a biologist than I am, so.
More of a biologist? Why do you think that?
You've been here for long. Way longer than I have.
Okay. I guess I'm further along in my studies.
Yeah, we didn't even do introduction. Hey, so everybody, this is Grace Curtis, right? Curtis?
That's me.
Yeah, she's my peer mentor in the department, the School of Biological Sciences. She's in final year, 5th year.
Second to last year, because I didn't come in with a master's degree.
So
takes longer.
It takes longer. Yeah, I didn't come with a master's degree too. So 6 years, and she's in the 5th year. So.
It takes people different amounts of time, but it's probably going to take me 6 years.
Okay. Well, yes, and we meet every Thursday to have lunch together and talk about stuff. And today she brought this, so she bought all of these together with this is going to make noise. Together with the chips.
I was supposed to cook and I didn't have time, so I bought some
Now this is good
little roll-ups and some chips and dip, because that's what they had at the store and it looked real tasty. But we decided that the spicy street corn dip is better than the spicy Mexicali dip. Oh yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with that name. Should have just gotten some spinach artichoke dip or something that I knew was going to be good.
Did you forget to cook, or you didn't have time?
I didn't have time. I had to come in this morning and do an experiment.
Oh, okay. Because people are thinking that you bought this because you are white. If you were an African, you would have cooked. That's what people are thinking.
Okay.
No, me
Well,
is
for the
not.
record, I did cook for you
Of course, she's
for
been cooking.
one of these meetings.
She's been cooking, yeah.
I'm
It's
from
just today.
Yeah. Today I knew it was my turn and I didn't have any time. So, but I did have to go to the store
So that was
because
time, yeah. So you did good, right? So you did sacrifice the time to get these, and that's good enough.
I
Do you
guess,
understand what
I
mean?
guess so.
Yeah,
If you say so.
yeah, that's good enough. I mean, randomly, we're just going to have our lunch in peace, and then I decided, hey, how about we just live stream, just go live and talk about stuff. And you gonna
So I
eat
could be
today?
interviewed about race and gender and all these difficult topics. Put me on the spot, shine a spotlight on me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, and for the record, she's married, right?
I'm married.
Yeah, so it's not, there's no, we are just.
No, it's very entertaining, all the things that you're like explaining to the viewers. Nothing going on.
Nothing.
And
Would you have considered a black man though?
yeah.
Have you dated a black man before?
No.
No. Yeah,
You gotta understand, I grew up in the South
Mhm.
and had, black friends, black neighbors, black boyfriends, but that doesn't really count because I was like 10, And then when we moved up here and I actually started, dating people seriously, I went to a school that was probably 75% white and like 25% Hispanic because in Western Washington is where a lot of Hispanic communities have moved like north through Mexico and up to Washington and gotten jobs. So, yeah.
So yeah.
Mostly the they say there's plenty of fish in the sea. All the fish were white when I was
Ready.
dating.
Yeah. Okay. So your husband is white.
My husband's white.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. She's married. Her husband is white. There's no connection. I mean, it's kind of nice though. What do you think about interracial relationships and marriages?
I think they're great. I mean,
Sometimes I feel like you're just hiding in there. You don't want to say anything to offend me. Go out, speak. I want your mind. And we'll just be doing these random things. I just write down some random topic.
I promise I'm not just saying things to like appease you.
Okay.
That's really how I feel. My parents are super great people and they always kind of taught me to judge people by what they do, not by color of their skin or sexual orientation or anything. And like I said, I grew up in a community where most of my parents' coworkers were black.
Yeah. Well.
And I mean, I haven't known many black people from Africa. I will say that.
Mhm.
They're all African American, so
Yeah.
they, probably don't consider themselves
As African.
from Africa anymore because their families have been here for so long.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's like disparate communities of black people. So you're probably my first African friend, but
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Well, I mean, that's actually that's a topic that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
There is a difference between black and African.
Mhm.
Guys, we will talk about that topic later.
Well, it's like if I considered myself, I don't know, French or whatever, or like I think my mom was like Swedish, like yeah, but my family's lived in America since, oh my gosh, I don't even know when. I should find out. Do like ancestry or like figure out when my people came here. But yeah, I mean, I love to go to like a Swedish bakery and eat all the good stuff, but I don't really consider myself Swedish. And so I'm sure black people in America, it's like, yeah, at some point our ancestors were brought here.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
be honest. They didn't like choose to come here like the Swedes probably did, but yeah. I'm sure it's different.
It's just nice, when I was in another discussion and I think I I was using those two words, for me I thought, black
and African.
yeah. And
Like using them interchangeably.
Yeah, in the conversation. And then someone was like, wait, are you black or African?
And you're like, both? Yeah, I guess it has a different meaning, probably. I mean, I'm not black, so I don't know. I'm just speaking for black Americans, which, like, I shouldn't. But
no.
It probably, yeah, they're probably like, I'm black, you're African. You know?
Yeah. Yes.
But no, what I was going to say is that I think interracial marriages are awesome because we've talked about this, but obviously America still holds a lot of racism. And I think that, young people especially who might have those racist families, because it's a lot harder for, I think, older people to kind of change and get over it. Yeah,
I think so.
And I mean, it's not necessarily their fault that they were taught that way. I think it is your fault if you hang on to hatred in your heart, but it's not, if they were taught that way, that from a childhood, we can't really hold that part of it against them. But anyways, say like my family was super racist and you and me started dating, then they would get to know a black person. And it could,
nice perspective.
It could probably go badly if my family had been super racist, shotgun on the porch, get away from my daughter.
I'll shoot you. Yeah, I know that.
But
yeah, it could go bad. It could just.
But what if it was just like what you were talking about at the beginning, where it's not like that pure, it's not even that racism that they're aware of. It's like the crossing the street when they see a black person, and then they get to know a black person and they're like, oh my god, they're actually not, we're not so different. And I think that's
when you think about it, and for me personally, I think that when I was coming in, my mom especially, she was like, please be careful, because
and I would tell if I had a black son who was coming to the U.S., I would tell him the same thing. Like, you see stuff on the news, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But sorry, go ahead.
No, but I for me, I think that it's I've not seen it as bad as I have seen it in the news. And I guess it's just, that's how
in
media
Pullman
is.
Specifically, you haven't seen it as bad.
Yeah, but I think that that's just the general effect of media. They channel their communication towards that one bad issue. It's just like how people perceive Africa to be. Everybody perceive Africa to be like this forest of animals.
There's
so
just
much
elephants
death,
everywhere.
No. Some places are really, really cool, really, really beautiful, and I've told you already. At some point, we'll go back to Ghana and you will see in some places here are also messed up like that. But of course, your systems are working better than ours, and so they are way more previous stuff, successful stuff going on here, but. It's just, but on the interracial stuff, I think that, before you get to marry, the parents have to accept, right? And I think that's where the difficulty will probably be. But if we can push for that, right, then the kids are now going to be mixed. And so there's no racism anymore, right? So all the kids are mixed. And so what are you going to be racist about, right? If you are part white, part black, then you are not racist, because you can't be racist against your own self, right? Yeah. So I think that would be a nice way to go about a nice reason or like a vision to go about when it comes to that. And that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, good for the kids and good for the parents and
then at the end of the day, when the old folks die out of the world, these new mixed guys take over, there's no more racism.
Yeah.
Right?
Everyone's kind of tan.
Yeah.
Maybe there's no more skin cancer.
Yeah, how about that? What do you think about the skin
the skin difference, not the color, but feel that.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, yeah. What do you think about the skin? I think that when it's mixed, it's better because it has the lights and the
Oh.
strength.
Yeah, but I did hear an interesting podcast about specifically black people can still get skin cancer and it's harder to diagnose because there's sort of this conception that black people don't get skin cancer because they've got the melanin to protect them.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that is because the person in the podcast sort of speculated that that might not necessarily be because the cancer itself is harder to find and just that our health systems are more like skewed toward
identifying
white
that
peop-
and that on
yeah,
black people's
finding it
skin.
in white people, whereas they
Okay.
aren't looking for it in black people.
because of the perceived ideology that.
But that being said, I don't know if the podcast said it, but I think the rate is still lower in black
Yeah.
skin. So there, like to your point, there is an advantage to
Yeah.
having both probably.
Well,
I don't know
I
what
mean,
advantages are there to white skin though, like
just the color.
medically, like not
Yeah, medically.
the way
no.
it's perceived in this country because
No.
that's obviously an advantage socially, but medically, I mean, you can like see through my skin.
Especially when you walk through the code. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can see my veins. I got all these freckles.
Yeah. I mean, when you walk through the code, sometimes I'm walking and then I'm looking at faces. Oh my God, so
Red.
It's like no, she's freezing out.
Called out.
Oh God, and the nose especially because probably you start your nose start dropping, and it's like freezed all the way around. So you see that place like so reddish. I'm like, girl, sell some African. You know what I mean?
When some people get red when they drink too. Have you heard of this? I guess it's more common in Asian people,
Oh, I see.
but that might be a good thing to inherit, if we're mixing all the races,
Yeah.
because then you know when you've had too much. Like,
Okay.
the bartender can be like, your
No.
face is red,
Get out.
get out.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're solving so many problems in here. We're solving skin cancer, we're solving alcoholism,
Yeah.
we're
And
solving racism.
Yeah. That's the
Most
biggest.
importantly.
Yeah, that's the biggest.
You're welcome.
This is going to be interesting.
This is fun.
We should be doing this more. Yeah,
No
this
one is
fun.
gonna watch this, which is the best part.
People are going to watch.
People are gonna watch it.
Yeah, people are going to watch.
Thank you for watching this.
Yeah, thank you.
Be
for
sure to
watching.
like and subscribe.
Oh, there you go. You know how it's done.
Every YouTube video, it starts with, "Hey guys," and then it usually ends with some variation of like and
Subscribe.
They're like, "Smash that like button." Smash it.
Oh God. This was a good one. My face hurts.
Okay, we gotta wrap it up. Unfortunately, I have to go teach.
Yep. We are still teachers and researchers and students. Well, she's no more a student, right? You're done with your course.
I'm done with classes.
Yeah, so I'm still a student. So
Yeah.
we gotta go to teach and learn.
But hey, you've got it almost a year down,
Yeah. Yeah. You see?
so
Yeah, it's going well.
good.
It's going well. I was going to chip in the class that we're having, and they said, yeah, practically you would use oocytes, right? Eggs from frogs
Oh,
in the research, and I was thinking about, oh, I know someone who works with frogs. We'll talk about this next time. I think
Okay.
time is up. I don't want us to do this. But yeah.
next time on the lunch hour with Desmond and Grace.
That would be nice. That would be a nice title.
Cute.
Yeah. Good.
No.